Okay, is that 35mm Panavision?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Speed.
We're shooting now. We're live.
Live.
Okay. Hey, you guys. So this is an awesome rig. Walk around. We were here with Yolo and Yeti, and they stopped by on their way up the west coast of California. We're going to take a look at this rig, and you know how this works. I ask a lot of dumb questions because I'm really good at it, and they give good answers about their rig. Yolo, how long have you had this rig? Just tell us a little bit of the backstory, you know, how you got it.
I have had her for, she goes by Miss Tina, by the way.
Miss Tina,
so this
right
is Miss
on.
Tina.
Yeah.
Sometimes we call her the pack mule, the big blue elephant. She has numerous names. We load her down pretty well.
Yep.
I have had her, I think this summer will be 6 years. About 5.5 years is what I'd guess.
Okay, that's a long time.
I could be wrong. It could be a year pushing it.
Yeah.
But that's about right.
And she looked like this when you got it? This is pretty much
Absolutely not. She was like a stock thing who was towed behind like an RV for campsites. She had only seen just dirt roads out of campgrounds, never trails or anything. So when I got her, immediately I was like, oh, you know, the faded fenders and all these things, I gotta change them. I gotta, you know, it became an instant like obsession to fix her up and let her look the way I think she wanted to be.
Up on the front end, what was the first modification you did? I mean, well, how did you approach modifications? Like, what did you do first?
I remember instantly wanting bumpers because the stock ones were just so, all the plastic ends and all that. But the first thing I did was rock sliders. And I think that was a good starting point because that's a very bad place to get bent up. Yeah. So I think that was the first modification I did that I thought was really important. I lifted her up. I think she had like a little 2-inch like Rancho lift, and I gave her like a 4-inch. Okay. And she had, I don't know, 32-inch tires, and I upped them to 33s and later 35s, you know, then 37s and back down to 35s, but moved around a bit. Then later on I did bumpers. Yeah.
What tire is this? Like, this is, this is, you know, they're...
It's an awesome tire.
Really, clearly, really wide. This tire is wide.
It is a Mickey Thompson Baja MTZ P3, so it's one of the newer editions. And after switching to my old set of 37s and switching to these, this is my first set of brand new tires. Because, you know, you kind of spend time buying used ones and trying that whole route and then getting a brand new set and seeing how they wear from the beginning. These have been great tires. Great off-road, great for deflating and going with low air and inflating them back up. They've been awesome. They wear really well. Definitely. Yeah. They've been great.
Just absolutely required.
We put a ton of miles on them and they seem to be really well.
Yeah, they're wearing beautifully, really, honestly, for a mud terrain. Yeah.
Now let's move down and talk about some of your other suspension components. Okay, so you added 5 horsepower here.
Yep.
That's good. That's good.
All the other decals add another 10. 20,
at least.
You know,
yeah,
at least.
Exactly. And you went to the Rancho Suspension, and what are you running now?
It's kind of a mix of parts. Some of it it's a 6-inch long arm, rough country, but not, the springs are old, are from a different set, and then it has the ACOS adjustable.
Bumps and coil.
Yeah, the bumps and coil. And then the shocks are, they're RC, what do they call them? The 2.2?
Yeah, the 2.2.
Yeah. And then the long arm kit is the Flex, the X Flex, is that what they call it?
Yeah. And you did most of the work on the rig yourself?
I definitely had help.
Yeah.
She's being modest. She's always in there doing it.
Right.
I enjoy not just asking for someone else to do it. I enjoy the process. So over the last few years of owning her, that's what's taught me to want to do the stuff myself, not rely on people. So learning to change the oil and all the other things. Yeah. You know, doing the rally, changing the tires out myself and all that sort of thing has really been a good way to go.
Yeah, and they're not small tires. You need a technique,
no,
right? You're not putting the 55 mile per hour temporary donut on there.
Right. We haven't replaced those. We need to now because
from the original lift.
Yeah, from the original lift. They need to be replaced. I think after romping around all the deserts for the 7-day rally, I wore them in pretty good, and I think she went down a couple inches after so good.
I think at one point she drove into base camp at night dragging her rear shock where it ripped from the frame. So, and if you look at it, I was running the same shocks on the Yeti for, it's been quite a few, maybe a couple years, and I run it pretty hard. I've never blued the shafts. In those 7 days, her shocks came back blued.
Yeah,
wow, that's impressive.
Like
wow.
Impressive. It was pretty fun, to say the least.
All right, this roof rack. It looks like, it's permanently mounted. It's not meant to swing back or anything like that, but it looks like it comes off pretty easily. Do you imagine ever taking the rack off, or is this just a permanent fixture?
No, we do take it off.
You do? Okay.
For the rally, no, we had it on for the rally.
Just for the prep.
It honestly, we made it he made it about 2 years ago. When we made our first Oregon trip, and we had just gotten a rooftop tent, and we didn't have the trailer quite done yet, so we knew we needed to put it up here. And I told him, what are we gonna do? We're leaving in 2 days. Well, he built it in a day.
This is incredible. So I'm gonna take a moment and just say, Yeti is an amazing fabricator. You'll see his work. Go to the Jeep called Yeti on Instagram. You can see the adventure trailer he built, and it'll just drop your jaw. So you built this very quickly before the rally.
It was really meant to just be for that trip. Or it was before a trip up north a couple years ago. And it was just a roughed out thing to use.
It's just a roughed out. It's no big deal. It's just a roughed out thing. We bang these together. I do these like one a week probably. Okay, up front, I do not want to be in front of you slamming on the brakes in traffic.
No.
So stout bumper, what is this?
It was originally a modified XRC, and then modified it to kind of slim it down and add the stinger on. You did that part of it.
You had another real quick, we need something different. And we chopped it up and put a stinger on it and added some mounts.
And tell us about the LED. Are these LED lights? They're LEDs?
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are rigids I've had for a few years. I got those 4, and then I got some focal engineering up on the pillars. And it's been a good amount of light. I think the one thing next that needs to upgrade are these poor headlights. They look kind of weak compared to these.
You just turn these on.
Yeah.
Just click.
We need them quite often, really.
Yeah.
The headlights don't be near enough on the dark roads.
Yeah, well, we were talking last night. You guys mostly camp off grid,
yes.
right? So so if you're driving in at night, then you need the light. And the winch?
It is, I think, like an 8,000 pound X2O. I've had it almost as long as I've had the Jeep. I think that was one of the first things I got right when I got the bumper installed.
And you have 50 pounds less weight because you have synthetic line on there, I see.
Right, right.
Cool. All right, let's move around. High lift, standard kit.
Yep.
And you've got the snorkel on there, and clean air, cool air, but you guys also use it for water crossing as well. You've been in the thick of it.
Yes.
How high is the air intake on your vehicle?
I'd say the top right front corner of it. So
it's up here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's in a pretty good place.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Axe mount gas up top, and anything you want to tell us about the interior navigation?
There's a Terra Trip, and that was for the rally. We had to convert miles to kilometers for all the navigating, so that's why that's there. And we've got a 4-link Pro Elite PCI race radio system that was hooked up to our helmets, and then it also works for our headsets because it gets a little loud on the road. So
right. Do you use your headsets regularly?
Yeah, we do.
You do.
We used them on the way here too.
Okay.
It hooks to our music. We can hook up our phone or the iPod, and we listen to the same thing, talk to each other,
and plus,
phone call.
And And plus, you look badass. Right? Like, you know, I want to get those for the Land Cruiser, right? You know, even though it's fairly quiet in there, just so I look like awesome.
You look important.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I for the rally, my old stock seats needed some replacements, so I got these Best Top. I think they're called the Trail Max 2 seats, floor mats. And I ended up getting the top replaced as well. It was kind of going down, you know, soft tops last so many years and they need replacement. And this has been an awesome top. It's, what do you say? It's all no framing.
Yeah, it's frameless.
Yeah, it's frameless.
And then it actually folds back and has that kind of freedom top action where you don't have to take the top off to get the driver passenger.
I like that it's cloth too.
I know, and it feels nice, right?
Yeah, it's got a nice,
It's one of their newer ones, and it's called this twill kind of pattern, and it's kind of a nice thick material they make it out of. So I've been real happy with that.
Even noticed like insulation value upgrade from the factory top.
Definitely. They've added some extra supports, things like that help from, you know, the old soft tops whipple real bad in the wind, and this doesn't anymore. It's nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
Although you're taking away a little bit of the Jeep, you know, mystique.
Right.
Almost civilized.
How dare you?
Okay, let's move around. Take a look at the rear bumper. What is that? What's your rear bumper?
That is also an XRC that's been a little modified. I don't know how much longer I will be running it because we've put so much weight. At one point I had a rack. I still have it. It goes on the back sometimes. We stick a trasharoo on the back. We carry a bunch of firewood. We've done all kinds of things, and it hasn't quite held up. The welding is starting to break.
Fracture,
So it's starting to fracture.
Typical stuff. Yeah.
So that won't be here too much longer. I'm sure. Hopefully you can
put something
make
together.
something.
Right. Yeah, I wonder where you'll get a bumper. Like maybe if you could do a custom fab job or something. Like,
Christmas is coming, right?
Right. If you got 8 hours, you know, you just build a couple and just put something together. All right. And it's a single swing out?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else that we should know about the exterior, interior of your rig?
I would say maybe the only other thing we didn't discuss was the stock axles are no longer. I had a 2005 Rubicon Dana 44 swap, so air lockers, ARB air lockers are in it now, and that was a huge upgrade to have that. So she can pretty much go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's probably.
Do you run your the ARB? This is a real basic question, but do you run your ARB air locker at speed?
No,
you don't.
No.
So what's the speed limit for your ARB air locker?
Ooh, well that's if we're going slow, like crawling up something.
So it's not something you're not going to be drifting in Baja with your rear locker.
You know what? It's one of those functions that we found that you rarely need it and you rarely use it, but when you do, it's on and then off.
Yeah, turns into a billy goat, right?
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
We call ours the tank when we go into tank mode. But like you say, you don't need it that often.
It's
but when you engage it, you're crawling up anything.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised what you can do with open axles if you're driver enough to do that.
Well,
Great. All right. Let's take a look at this thing here. It's still got the wrapping paper on it.
Yeah.
This is brand new for you guys, right?
Yeah, just picked this one up.
You pick it up yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us the make and model of it.
It's a Rockbox Steel Series. I think it's less than 48 hours since completion of the build.
Wow.
We have a venture trailer that we built for ourselves. Follows behind us typically, but with 2 rigs and lots of off-grid, like extended stay type things planned in the future. We quickly realized how nice it'd be to have both rigs capable to haul gear in and have that set up. So
a little mobile office.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It is. Absolutely.
So Miss Tina got herself a really shiny, beautifully built rock box.
All right. So just starting up front, You were saying yesterday that this basically will fold up like a book, and then it's got 360 travel on the edge.
That Kilby Max coupler, we run it on the other trailer as well. It's a must-have. You know, it's well-mannered, doesn't bind, on and off-road, really. So.
Now, in terms of the build, do you specify custom components, like what you want in terms of storage accessories and water, etc.?
The sky's the limit there. We walked in there and basically just wanted a box on wheels, so that we could haul stuff. Obviously, capability was a big deal to us. This one's a tight package. We wanted something a little tighter and more nimble than the Yeti built adventure trailer. And we showed up there kind of thinking a blank slate, other than we requested the colors and things like that, and the lockbox up front, which is really nice. But by the time we left, I think we were adding the additional fuel storage and water tank and all the goodies, because it really is. It's like kind of throw any kid at it, which is fun. You know?
How many gallons of water do you have here?
I believe, and I could be wrong, but I think it's 26.
Okay.
23.
23. See, somewhere in there, yeah.
It's good
23
that
gallons.
more than doubles what we were carrying before, so it's needed.
Yeah.
And this is the day-to-day convenience of not having to pull out a 5-gallon water container, turn it on its side, unscrew it, put it in a smaller container so that you can then, this is really awesome. Just
all new to us.
We're excited about it.
The Hilton.
The Hilton.
Like, thank you.
Here.
Dirty dishes is going to be way easier.
That's great. Okay, let's talk a little bit about its trail manners. Like, what are the capabilities of the rig and how's it set up?
It's running KO2 35s. 15-inch rims.
These are a little bit narrow.
Yeah, they are. I know they do look a little narrow. We noticed that quickly too. But I have nothing but good things to say about the BFGoodrich tire, really. So it's a solid axle, leaf sprung. So pretty standard, proven technology. And
then in terms of the coating, is this is this steel? Is it steel?
Yeah, that's a steel box.
So steel.
Yeah, I believe it's a base coat, clear coat. That's a Lexus gray that I just fell in love with on a couple other. Nebula gray, yeah.
That's the color.
Yeah, so.
It's after Andy's wife's car is Nebula gray, so they did the same.
One of the big features for us on this is the security end of it. We're typically running an all open rig. The Yeti and the other trailer is exposed. Everything's exposed on it, and we're very good about locking everything down. But this one, there's a place for everything. It's secure, and it's gonna probably find a role as something that we can leave long term at a base camp. Lock it down and roll out. So comfortable about it.
When you drop and go, you're not thinking about what you left back at base camp because you know it's secure. That's nice.
We're excited about that.
Yeah, we're finding it's coming down to options with us. We run 2 rigs and a little bit of both worlds there, and this one really filled that void that we had of being able to do that.
Cheesy handshake thing. Because I think it speaks to people. I think when you do a handshake, you're actually saying goodbye. And it makes sense to people, so I'm going to do cheesy handshake. Cool.
We've been rolling.
Okay, good. So the camera's rolling. All right. So you guys, thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure meeting you guys, and we had a great time last night talking to you, learning your story. Again, we'll have a podcast about that. They're headed up west. What do you guys want to close with? Any final thoughts?
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Oh yeah,
it's been
absolutely.
an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
I'd say stay tuned for 2017.
Okay,
we have a lot of big things coming. Miss Yolo here is gonna do the Rebel Rally again. That's exciting.
Year number 2.
Yeah,
awesome.
Year number 2.
A little more seasoned this time. I'm excited.
Yeah, it is very exciting. And then we're gonna both do the 36 hours URE together, which is exciting.
Wow.
It'll be the first time we get to enter the Yeti in anything official. So
Cool.
Super excited.
Cool. So you're taking the Yeti rig.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on.
So you can follow along on the Jeep called Yeti or the Wild Yolo on Instagram.
Okay, check them out.
Yeah.
Lots of great stuff in 2017. Check them out on Instagram, you guys. Thanks again.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
cool.
you.
See ya.